Good morning.
Good morning.
Saturday, July 25th. This is Spade of Spades podcast. This is Vic.
KC.
Zamora's on her way. She's stuck in traffic.
Yeah, traffic.
Stuck in traffic.
It got crazy back out there now, though, didn't it?
Yeah, all the non-essentials back on the road.
It's ridiculous, bro. Like commuting to road or work. I enjoyed it when there was nobody on the roads.
Yeah,
I definitely enjoyed that. It was beautiful.
Yeah. The month of April was beautiful, man. When I was going to work in DC at the time.
Yeah, me too. I still drive to DC.
Yeah,
So
there was no one on the road, and now
I could just fly. I could leave out I was leaving out like 8 a.m. I had to be to work at 8:30. I'll get there at least with like 5 minutes to spare. I could never do that on a regular day.
So when you was going to work around 8ish, there was no one on the road, right?
Nobody on the road. It was smooth sailing.
Yes.
Road work, nothing early in the morning.
Yeah, that's crazy because around 8, around here in the area, it's the morning rush. So there's traffic everywhere. And when I was going to work, it was like around 5:30 in the morning. So that's kind of like right before the rush, kind of. Yeah. So even still, there was no one on the road at that point. And now everyone's back on the road. You know, we're halfway open, even though I think we're going to shut back down. But that's a conversation for a later time. But yeah, on the way down here, you know, because I live up in Howard County right now. So I'm thinking, okay, I left at a decent time. You know, I'm going to just cruise down. I get on the parkway, and sure enough, there's tree work on the parkway. Went down to one lane. I'm stuck in stop and go traffic for about, say, 15 minutes. And I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna be late to the show. And I got to the point where the lane started to merge back over, and I was like, all right, I kind of need to push it. And I still had, you know, a little bit of time to spare, but I was like, man, I'm gonna be late to the show. And I left at a decent time.
That's how I feel every day. No matter, even if I'm going to work, I feel like, man, I was on time. Next, you know, I had to take a shit. I'm 30 minutes late.
Yeah. Yeah, it's them unforeseen things, man. Like that's why like I'm always trying. That's why like whenever I go somewhere, I try to always be there ahead of time, because with how things go around here with traffic or whatever, you just never know when you're going to be sitting in traffic for about 20, 25, 30 minutes, 15 minutes. And then all of a sudden you got to like readjust and let whoever know, all right, like I'm going to be this amount of minutes late because I'm stuck in traffic. There's an accident. There's a tree down. There's road work. There's a big ass pothole in the middle of the road. You know, you just kind of have to adjust with the traffic around here.
Like, even when it was times where, like, there's nothing you can do about it. You know, you eat some food the night before. You know, I had some shit that, you know, I knew I shouldn't be eating the night before. Yeah. And I knew how that's going to start my morning. So I got, now that I'm older, I got prep better. You know, I got to do better planning. Like, I got to leave out here, you know, a little bit time, or else I'm going to be late. You know, I got to do planning now. Yeah. Getting older, I learned my flaws and everything, you know, to progress and do better, you know. Yeah. Be on time. I take, you know, I like being punctual, you know.
Yeah. I don't like,
myself a good name.
Even like before I joined the military, I never liked being late for things.
Me neither, but I was late. I was always late. I didn't no fuck. Like, military really kind of helped me. It gave me some discipline, because it's like, man, damn, I'm tired of getting in trouble. Because even in the military, I was still late. Yeah. Still late. I was, look, bro, you imagine how many times I had to get in trouble, bro.
Man, that's one. Like when it comes to the military, you can do the bare minimum. You can be terrible at your job, but the one thing that the military teaches you that is ingrained in everyone's head is you're going to show up on time. Yeah. And you're going to be in the right uniform.
Right uniform, right time, right place.
Yeah. And you can be a terrible worker, but if you show up on time,
you did 50% of the
job. You did. Yeah, you won half the battle right there. So. Yeah, even like going back to when I was a little boy, you know, like my father, like especially on the weekends, when there was no school, he would always wake me up early in the morning, like 6:30, 7 o'clock. Like, all right, boy, like get out.
Habits. That's good habits and discipline. I didn't have that.
Well, no, because you know my father was in the Marine Corps, so
all right, that's dope. Yeah.
like growing up, like that's all I knew was the Marine way. So
he was real strict too, then. Huh?
Kinda. It was like that tough, like fatherly love.
Yeah, like I'm gonna teach you how to be disciplined. Yeah, how to be able to survive out here.
Yeah, and a lot, and honestly, like a lot of the things that he taught me growing up, it, you know, honestly, like looking back on it, like it really, well, him and my mother, but you know, it really prepared me to be. Yeah, shout out to Mom Dukes, but it really prepared me to be like the type of man that I am today because, you know, like all those. You know, because honestly, like I started washing my own clothes when I was like 8, 9 years old.
You know when I started washing my own clothes?
What?
When I went to college.
I mean, it's nothing wrong with that. It's just like
facts.
It's just my folks at an early age. They threw all this stuff at me and my sister, so that way when we got out on our own, we knew how to like do the basics of everything: yard work, cleaning, cooking. Working on your car, like all that stuff, like they taught us at a really young age.
That's
so
good. They prepared y'all.
Yeah. So, and like looking back on it, it's like, man, like I know all this basic stuff that a lot of my friends or associates really don't know, and I kind of have to like pinch myself and be like, damn, like, okay, all right, now I understand why they was doing the things they were doing to us at a young age.
So, you know, I got to see you. I got to see you. You was definitely always squared away. I was a little bit more in trouble, you know, class clown.
Yeah.
Kicked out of class. It is what it is. I learned my lesson. You know, I grew up, you know, matured. Whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you definitely was always squared away and focused about what you wanted to do.
Yeah, and it was weird, man, because like when I was younger, I was real quiet, but at the same time, like people that knew me, they knew Vic is cool. You know,
just quiet because you.
But they didn't really know that other side of me because at that time I was still trying to figure out who I was and like what I wanted to be about, and you know, just looking back on all those times, my father would wake me up early in the morning and be like, "Hey, get out here and help me with this yard work." You know, I definitely appreciate that because, you know, there's a lot of men out there who don't know how to do those things.
Man, you want to know the first time I cut grass? I was down in Alabama and my grandfather made me cut grass, bro. Like, in the middle of it, I just stopped what I was doing and went to go take a shower.
Yeah.
Like that. I stopped. I was like, oh, hell no. All this grass and shit in my hair. You see my hair now? I had to make sure nothing was in it.
Yeah.
All that grass and shit. And I was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, and I would get up, and it was a method to his madness because, you know, obviously like in the spring and summertime, in the middle of the day, it's real hot. Yeah. So, you know, he would wake me up early in the morning and he would, you know, tell me, hey, help me with this yard work. And I would hate getting up, like, to just do it, period. But, you know, one, I realized he was trying to teach me how to be responsible, how to do the job. But he was also teaching me, like, safety as far as, okay, when you do this type of work, you do it early in the morning so that way when it's hot at the top of the afternoon, you're not passing out, you're not dehydrated, you're not putting yourself in jeopardy of harming yourself by being out there in the middle of the sun like that. So he definitely had a method to his madness, but at the time I was like, he'll come in there, tap me on the shoulder, hey, get up. I'll be like, oh man, here we go again. But
my mother woke me up on Saturday mornings just to go get a haircut, bro. Just go get a haircut. You know, I sit there and watch cartoons. Man, they let me sleep in. They let me slack, bro. I was mad. Yeah. When I look back, I'm like, man, that's fucked up. I'm like, damn, y'all ain't put me in no position to eat. Look at me. Nah. I'm not complaining. I got out there, did what I had to do. But yeah, you know, you learn over time.
Yeah, Saturdays for black families tend to be the day where you do the yard work, and then Sundays tend to be the day where you're doing the cleaning around the house. Yeah. And you know, I hated the cleaning just as much as doing the yard work because, you know, my mother, she would she would tell us to clean something, and then she would go behind us and check to verify that we did it like the right way. You know, because you know, as a kid, when your parents tell you to clean something, you kind of like try to figure out a way how to like get around from cleaning the whole thing.
Bro, I got
or you
PTSD
won't do that.
from that.
Yeah.
Trust me, you don't know cleaning until you met my mom.
Oh,
she got
man.
OCD, bro. She got OCD. Imagine her telling you to clean, and nothing you can do is her way.
Yeah.
Like you ain't gonna get it like her. And then, like, after you done did it about 5 times, get out of my way. I do it my damn self. What the fuck you should have been did?
Yeah, no, see, my mother, she would, so, like, if it wasn't done right, she would just make us clean something else. She would just tack on to what we already had to clean.
Oh, you can't do this? All right, I got this. Oh, you can't do that?
Yeah.
All right, since you can't do these push-ups here, well, I get... Damn.
Yeah, she would just tack on to what we already had to do, and we couldn't go outside and play. I couldn't get on the PlayStation. I couldn't do anything else until it was done right. And after a while, after just learning, okay, this is what I got to do in order for me to go outside and play, or in order for me to, so I can do what I want to do, be with my friends, or you know, play my game or whatever. You know, that taught me, you know, okay, anything in life that I work for, like, I'm going to earn. It's not going to be given to me.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that kind of ties into, you know, when I was in school, you know, in order for me to get whatever pair of Jordans I wanted or whatever new game I wanted, I had to have good grades. And if I didn't have good grades, okay, 1, I didn't get what I wanted, and then 2, something was taken away from me.
Yeah.
So in order for me to get back
They're
on,
really trying to enforce you.
yeah, in order for me to get back on track, and
they gave you positive and negative reinforcement.
yeah, and I really did appreciate that, because now that I'm out on my own, you know, I'm grown, I'm working, you know, I know that, okay, anything that I work hard for that I want, like, I'm going to obtain it myself, because that's been ingrained in my head since I was a young boy, was the fact that, okay, anything that you want, you have to earn it.
It's not going to
be given to you. And I think nowadays a lot of parents are so focused on being a child's friend
and just giving them everything they didn't have because they felt so bad when they so I'm gonna make sure, you know, they look nice, they wear these nice sneakers, look good, photogenic, all these good pictures for Instagram. That's not what your child wants at the end of the day. That's what you want.
Yeah, no, that's true. And you know, and growing up, my parents took care of me. I did have all the latest shoes, but that's because I earned it. It wasn't, they didn't just go out and just buy it for me because I was like, oh, you know, hey, mom, dad, I want that. They was like, all right, well, if you want this is what you need to do.
Yeah. And
I would always come to school and everybody be like, damn, Vic, you always got the latest shoes. And at the time, I didn't say, you know, well, you know, it's because I earned it. I was just like, you know, well, you know, my parents just take, my parents bought it for me. They just take care of me. Yeah. Nah, you know, but I mean, that's how
it is. You don't really understand. Like, look, I worked hard enough, and my parents felt, you know, I deserved this. You know, I handled my part, you know, of my, you know, obligation that, you know, basically what I'm taking care of right now.
Yeah,
you know, I did what I was supposed to do. Now my parents are rewarding me. And it's good. I mean, as parents, you should want to reward your child. You know. Because that's what keeps things happening, keeps those good habits, you know, keep them, you know, influenced to do more positive things, where a lot of parents nowadays brush their kids off too much, you know, don't give them that positive reinforcement.
Yeah, and it's crazy because as a kid, you learn about the world from your parents and how they are.
That's how you're supposed to.
Because that's
your first step.
That's your first step. Like, you see the world as your parents. So when you don't have that positive reinforcement, or when you don't have that stability in the household with two parents being there, or even if you don't have two parents, just having one solid parent that's playing both roles, as you get older, you're going to begin to experiment to try to find that gap that was missing in your
Yeah,
childhood.
filling that blank. You know,
Yeah.
You feel incomplete.
Yeah, you feel incomplete, and you're gonna look to outside sources to find that
Home, that
home,
love, wherever
that
you're missing.
love. Yeah,
Whether
and
it's the streets, wherever you know,
Right.
where your environment, wherever you at, you're gonna try to find that happy place,
Right.
wherever you are.
and you know, kids at a young age, they may not understand things from an adult perspective, but kids watch everything their parents do.
Kids watch
And-
everything. Not even just their parents, people around them.
Yeah.
That's the worst part, because some things you can't control, because
Right.
just the people in the community do.
Yeah.
You know, so kids see everything, not even just, you know, what their parents do. Everything, every little thing. You know.
Yeah.
They hear it, so and they take on that stuff. They that's how they learn. They grasp and learn. They feed off of it.
Yeah. And I think I thank God for my parents, because they expose, you know, me and my sister to everything.
Facts.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
That builds a lot of character.
Yeah.
Only the strong could handle that. You know, being exposed to a lot and making it out. What, you know, somewhat sane and doing, you know, well, not like traumatizing yourself or being detrimental.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, everything that they did, there was a lesson behind it, and everything they exposed us to, you know, they had went through, or you know, they had experienced it, you know, dealing with, you know, family or friends and whatnot. And then once they pass it on to us, they wanted us to figure out, okay, which direction do you want to go, you know, with your life.
Yeah.
You know, this is how you do things the right way. If you do things the right way, this is what's going to happen. If you do things the wrong way, this is what's going to happen. It was always that constant dialogue, you know, from them to us. And at times, yeah, was it annoying? Of course, you know, because as a kid, you're really not, as a kid, you're not really concerned with what they're saying per se. You're concerned with being a kid.
Yeah, you like I don't know what you're talking about. It's too deep right now.
Yeah.
You're too deep for me.
Yeah.
We're not there yet. I'm trying to play. I'm trying to do my thing. You know.
Yeah. And honestly, it wasn't until towards the end of high school where I started to really understand what they were, you know, trying to get us to understand and just see after all those years of talking to us.
Yeah.
And really, once I got out on my own, when I went away for the military, when things started to happen, good, bad, or ugly for me personally,
and it's just you dealing.
And it's just me dealing with it. Now I have to fall back on what they taught me in order for me to get myself out of those, you know, situations or things that I was going through or whatever. And of course, could I call them and seek counsel from them? Of course, but at the same time, I was out on my own at 19, so I had to learn quickly. All right, it's up to me to get myself out of whatever predicament I'm in or situation.
Can't nobody else save you, but
right? Can't nobody save me at that point but myself. Even though at the end of the day, of course, I still have my parents in my corner, but they thousands of miles away.
Yeah.
So they're not there physically to, you know, place a hand on me to, you know, to help me out. No, I had to figure out for myself. So I'm thankful for the work they put in, you know, for me and my sister. And, you know, and being a parent, you know, it's not easy, you know, because you can do everything right as a parent and your child still goes against the grain of what you were trying to instill in them. And I mean, and as a parent, that's scary because, you know, you can do all the talking you want, but really at the end of the day, it's up to your child to make the decision.
Yeah, but
and
you know,
follow the right
still
path.
as a leader, we still put the weight on ourselves. Like a parent's gonna always put that weight on, because you think about this as a leader. What is your job is to, you know, have when you have your followers, you have to deliver a message, and you got to make sure that message is not misconstrued. So, you know, as a leader, you know, maybe your delivery was off. Maybe you didn't, you know, get the message through the best way you can. So you kind of put that guilt on you, that weight, you know. So circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, as a parent, you're always going to take the blame for everything that goes wrong, but you're hardly going to take the credit for what goes right with your child. I mean,
That sounds like being in the military.
yeah. I mean, it's like some parents,
Sounds just like it.
some
You
parents,
enlisted.
and I'm not a parent, but from what I see, a lot of some parents they take pride in, when their child does good, but really, you know, um, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing as a parent, you're not just gonna solely speak on when your child does great. If you're being transparent, yeah, when your child messes up, of course it may be embarrassing, but you're gonna take the blame for when your child messes up as well, because you're gonna think, okay, well, man, like, okay, what didn't I do right, or what didn't I say to them, to prevent them from doing whatever it is they were doing or whatever. Mm-hmm. What could I have done better as a parent to prevent that? And even though you could have done everything right as a parent, you're still going to take the blame because it's your child.
Yeah, like you said, though, there's nothing you can do, but it's on that person. That's their choice at the end of the day. No matter what situation, everybody got a choice. Yeah. People make their own choices. People choose where they want to be, where they want to sleep, where they want to eat, where you want. You choose where you want to live. You chose almost everything in your life. You made the decisions to get you where you are now.
Yeah.
So everything was a choice, and remember, you always got a choice. But I think we're gonna take a break right now.
Yeah, let's take a quick break while we wait for some more to come in, and we'll be back in a second with more Spade of Spades podcast. All right, we
How
back
y'all
with
doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. How y'all doing?
it. Zamora finally came to the party.
I'm back.
Welcome. Welcome. It's a magic trick.
Welcome.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first half of the show we talked about growing up black, and how parents have a heavy influence on us as really as people by how they instill values and different things into us so that way we can be responsible. Their values so that we can be responsible, productive, adults. But there's still an issue that we have in our community, black community, that still needs to be at the tip of the spear, really.
Always going to probably need to be there. I mean, it happens. It's not even, it's every community. Every community at the end of the day. Everybody kill each other. But, for some reason, our rates are pretty high on one another,
Yeah.
Yeah, at one another. I don't know why. Like, we can't stand to look at each other in the face and just coexist with one another. Like, I used to fight a lot as a kid.
It's the guns that bug me.
But yeah.
Let that shit rock. Like, if you got to throw hands.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong? You lose. But that retaliation, shooting shit blows me, yo.
Yeah.
It's a lot of egos out here nowadays. So big egos. My opinion, I think today's society has the most narcissistic people. I think we're high for that.
Narcissistic.
I'm one of them.
And but it's because of the toxic thought process. Like they think it's cute. Like it's not cute.
Nah,
it's not something to boast about. Like that shit blows me when you be on Facebook and you see like people posting like, yeah, I'm toxic, I don't care. Or dudes be like, yeah, I am what I am. Like I'm a hoe. That shit's not cute, bro. Like fix yourself. Like that hoe is life shit. Like. Yeah, cool. Like you want to live your life, cool. That doesn't mean you're a hoe. That just means that you're.
Yeah.
Everybody got different lifestyles.
Yeah,
I don't care about somebody like how they living beyond closed doors. That's on them. Everybody choose how they want to do their thing.
You don't got. But that's that toxic mindset that I'm talking about. Like people have this very toxic mindset, like this narcissistic mindset that has become the end thing to be. And I'm just like, it's toxic. How are you not suffering inside? How are you not feeling that inside eventually? And then you start to subdue those emotions. And it's like a whole, like people just need to start healing. Like,
sure.
Dead ass. Heal yourself. Like this was the perfect time to heal yourself. Sit in your house, sit the fuck down for a second and examine yourself. Yeah. And like the things that you don't like, that you wouldn't like if somebody else did to you, don't do that to somebody else. Like people be like, I hate ghosting. But then like the next week they like, I ghosted that nigga.
Yeah.
What? Like you hate it, but you do it.
Yeah, we all tend to contradict ourselves at some points of our lives, but I think what I was about to say something and it really slipped my mind. No. So I was about to say I think it's toxic that so for you to think that one person belongs to you, that an individual belongs, this is my opinion. I don't think everybody may see it this way, but I think for you to think, hey, this person right there belongs to me, it's toxic. That's toxic to think that they're entitled to you.
They
like,
have a choice.
They belong to you. Like you get to do whatever. Like they have to do whatever you want them to do.
With it. Like, and that's another thing when you see that. Like, I'm this way. You just deal with it.
Yeah,
like
that is toxic.
Like if you're in a relationship, it should help you grow and change yourself. Like you should become
want
better
to be.
in it.
You should want to grow.
Become better for your partner, but also for yourself. Because you bettering yourself is going to better your partner.
I say you better yourself is just going to better everything in general.
It's going to better
everything's just going to work out.
But people don't want to be able to sit down and really examine themselves and really say, this is
That's
my
a lot of work.
toxic traits.
That's a
This
lot of
is
work.
what I need to
That's a
change.
lot of honesty and a denial they had to put down.
But people always claim to be 100.
Real,
You
I'm
can't
real.
be 100 with yourself. How you gonna be 100 with anybody else? But you want to get in relationships.
It's only as real as they can get.
You know the thing is, I feel like everyone brings some sort of baggage into a relationship. It doesn't matter who you are. You can be the purest person in the world.
You have baggage.
Everyone has baggage, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's what you do with that baggage that is going to help your partner be at ease and
Also help your life be at ease.
help your life be at ease,
Your spirit
be
be at ease.
less stressful. Because I think we as a people, I said this a couple of shows ago, but we have a problem with asking for help or admitting that we have a problem. And we look at that as weakness. But you know, for someone to admit that they have a problem or admit that they need help with something, you know, that takes a lot of courage and strength to do that. And we as a community, we
are not ready.
We're not ready to listen, and we're quick to judge someone who is crying out for help.
And I think that's why there's so much gun violence among
And the crazy thing is that like this whole topic that we like I kind of got off of the gun violence but still got back to it. It still comes back to it.
It comes from within, that
like,
anger, that rage,
Mm-hmm.
that
even in Chicago, like the mayor, she is denying help, federal assistance, you know, where she could have been, you know, got, you know, federal assistance for, you know, the city of Chicago, but she been denying it, saying she don't need help, you know, saying she got this under control. But I mean, when you gonna be real, like you can't play with people's lives like that. Like these are real,
politics
like
with a life.
Yeah, like you knowing every day that there's a chance that at least one person in your city is gonna die every single day. That's sad.
That's sad.
And there's gonna be more than that. I know. I'm just saying one to be just light.
And we are one is being conservative.
Yeah.
And
that's light.
And you know, at times we
can
all
say the same thing about Mayor Bowser because our numbers ain't so nice either.
No.
Sure.
Our numbers been high too. Every day. You watch the news every day. Every day.
It's okay to ask.
And you see children constantly, bro. Like kids' lives being cut short because you don't know how to examine yourself and work with your shit.
Yeah.
That ain't fair. That ain't their fault. That you dysfunctional, fix your shit.
Yeah.
And you know, it kind of ties back into what we talked about at the beginning of the show as far as your upbringing. You know, the kids who are lucky enough, I'm not going to say fortunate because I'm going to say lucky because a lot of kids nowadays, you know, that are lucky enough to grow older, that was exposed to all that trauma at a young age, they adopt
a mindset.
That same mindset.
It's what you do with the mindset.
Yeah, not all of them.
Other community.
It's what you do with the mindset that changes your path. Like you can live in a fucked up neighborhood or a fucked up household. It's what you do with that mindset. If you take it and you use it to push you forward, then you will prosper. But if you take it also to push you forward, but in the wrong direction, like you allow your outside to become your inside, and that's just not protecting your peace or protecting your mind. And that's a big thing that African Americans don't know how to do because they're not willing to open up their mind even to begin to receive what needs to be received in order to grow within yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as opening up your mind, you can only you only know what you see, to be honest.
Yeah, it's tough.
Like even you may hear it, but you only truly know what you see. So that's the only thing you know. You may hear, you know, in Hawaii they got nice trees and nice weather.
Process, so you know what's right and wrong, but you have that decision to make. And I'm not bashing anybody that makes the decision to go out and hustle and do what they need to do to provide, if that's what they feel that they need to do, because that's what they've been subjected to. I'm not bashing that. But at the same time, I have to also respect the ones who decided that, okay, I don't want to live this.
Yeah.
And I understand that if I go down this path, essentially, I'm going to end up right where I'm at.
Dead or jail, you know,
right
nothing.
where I'm at. Or my kid is going to end up right where I'm at.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a generational thing. It becomes like until somebody decides to say, you know what, I'm going to go this way.
Mm-hmm.
Until somebody decides to say, I'm going to go this way, then the generation is going to continue because you're essentially receiving what's taught in the home or taught around the family. Like a lot of the things that I know and a lot of the wisdom that I have has come either from my life experiences or my family life experiences. And I've learned, okay, I know what they did wrong.
Yeah.
But
that's how I learned.
That's a mindset that you have to achieve, and that's your decision
to learn and take what everybody experience and use it as your benefit.
Your decision, and it's your choice.
It's tough because, you know, when you're a kid and you're in the trenches and you're exposed to all the trauma and whatnot, at the same time, you kind of have to have someone, friend, family, a teacher, a coach. You got to have someone in your life
who wants you to
that's trying to steer you in the right path. Because as a child, when you're exposed to all negativity, it's really, really difficult to find your own way with no help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
You don't know which way is the right.
You don't. Yeah.
Better in the community itself.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I kind of go for the police, you know, defunding them, because it has to be better. The communities has to be better. It has to be somebody that somebody can reach to. If you can't reach to nobody, then yeah, you're dying inside essentially until you die on the outside. And then what?
Well, you know, and a lot of people play politics and
on lives.
Just with life in general, and those who aren't into politics, it's about, okay, well, what can you do for me kind of thing, and then okay, I'll think about it on whether I'm going to help you out or not.
Yeah,
there's not enough people who and that's willing to give, and that's okay to an extent because everyone doesn't have a giving heart. But at the same time, when the communities aren't well funded and the schools are falling apart and the streets are looking like a war zone, there has to be somebody somewhere that is willing to do the dirty work, do the hard work, and do what it takes to put the pieces together one step at a time without feeling the need to be influenced or look to solely benefit from the work, you know, monetarily without the love of the children. You know, and it's hard because we really don't have a lot of good leaders. There's a lot of people in leadership positions, but there's not many people out there that are leading by example and by the work that they're putting in. There's a lot of people who are playing face on the camera.
Yeah.
Nobody want to lead and actually do the fully right thing and, like, you know, do what it really takes to actually, you know, be honest, righteous, whatever they trying to display or really, you know, say they're for. Like, at the end of the day, you know, we be hypocritical. You know, we contradict ourselves a lot. We all do it.
Yeah.
You know, I fall to it. I'm human.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I had this conversation with my girlfriend a while ago, right? And I told her, I was like, you know, when kids come to play, they're going to public school. And she was like, nah, we're going to put our kids in private school. And I was like, nah, we're not doing that. And the reason, but this is my thought process behind that, because my parents put me in public school and my sister in public school, and we was and like I was telling KC, we was exposed to everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly in public school. Yeah. So
Just because you live in this reality doesn't mean that there's not a whole other world. So
exactly.
even though you live this way, understand that this is a privilege. Almost.
Yeah.
Man, I let my kids watch that on Netflix. Fuck that.
Nah, fuck that.
My kids going to private school.
I mean,
they can see that shit on
Yeah.
Netflix. They can see public school on Netflix.
I agree with it though. I agree with that.
No, I respect it. No, I respect it. It's like it's humbling and like
I
it
went
builds
to public.
character. It builds
Yeah.
character.
Yes. Oh, it does.
It builds character, especially
Y'all
like
went
to
to school with
survive in
me.
PG
Y'all know I
County.
build character, yo.
Nah, you know I build
Yeah.
character, and
I know
don't
you
nobody
got
build
one
character
easy,
like
bruh.
me.
You
You
sink
gonna
or
hate
swim
me? You
in
gonna
there,
want to whip my ass?
no, I mean, there's nothing wrong with private school because you have good teachers, you have good facilities,
Resources.
you have good
But
resources.
it also teaches you. For me,
Get
it
them
also
ahead,
taught
too.
me to teach myself, like
Yeah.
continuously learn.
Never stop learning.
Never
You don't
stop
really learn that
learning.
in
Like with
public
private
schools.
school, public schools, you learn because you have no other choice. You
You
teach
just feel
yourself.
more forced.
You
Yeah.
essentially teach yourself because the teachers don't want to help for real, so you teach
Yeah.
yourself.
And
But
it's,
you learn to go forward. You learn to push forward. It builds character. It builds that drive that once you get out of school, you want to keep going.
I think
somehow.
public school prepare you for the world. Though.
I was just getting ready to say
But
that.
that's what
Good,
I'm
bad,
saying. It
and ugly,
prepares you
though.
for the world.
I was
Like,
just
it
getting ready to
prepares
say
you for it,
that.
But that drive, that like it prepares you that no matter what comes, you got to keep pushing forward.
My parents are. I mean, like my family already did that for me. I was good on that. I was prepared for the
yeah,
world.
that's true. My family was
fam-
not easy.
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't care about that. I'm like, man, I just,
And
I'm
it's-
trying to do
I
something.
got it in
like
school
doing.
and at home. I'm like, God damn.
yeah, no, it's crazy because like now that I'm an adult, like looking at public school was kind of like a first step towards like being out on your own. Because when you go to school, you're by yourself. So when you're there at school, you kind of have to fend for yourself.
Yeah, you're making your own.
You're making your own identity. You're making your own
You're
decisions.
not your parents no more.
Right. You're deciding, okay, all right, I'm gonna go to class today. Oh shit, I'm gonna skip this class. I'm not gonna go.
I don't feel like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play hooky.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna cut up in this class today. I
Ye-
want to act the class
Yeah,
clown today.
I'm gonna be the class clown today. You're kind of figuring out, all right,
Who you want to be?
who you want to be, and what direction you want to
Yeah, I
go.
want to know the first time I skipped class.
I skipped class in 12th grade.
Let me get.
Second grade.
I was
But
getting ready to say second grade.
Imagine my environment.
I was getting ready to
First
say.
time I skipped school was in second grade.
I
You
was
know
getting ready
what?
to say second grade.
I skipped in TJ. I did skip in TJ. And I ran back so quick because my dad popped up at the school.
Well, and see, for me, it's crazy because my parents worked at night.
Yeah.
So when I went to school, they was home. So I didn't have time
Oh, yeah.
to,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
you had to
saying?
messed up. My parents leaving out with it before I even left out. I'm
My
like,
mom was a
ooh.
stay-at-home mom,
Yeah.
so she was always home. So she
Right.
always had time.
Right.
And my dad, like, I think my sister fucked it up for me. My oldest sister, she was a rebel, so she was always skipping. She would do her classwork and then leave. Like, I'm done, bye. Like, they can't really say nothing. She done. Like, but so she like graduated, but she was never in school. She was always skipping. And so my dad, like, he was like, you ain't gonna be like your sister. You got me messed up. And so, like, he always would, like, come to school. Like, he sold dinners in Duval just to have a reason to walk around the halls.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you a stalker, bro. Like, leave me alone. Let me live.
Yeah.
But he just wasn't ready to let go. And that's a big thing also in the African American household.
Yeah.
Parents don't be ready to let go. And you gotta be able to
Not
let
even
your
just
children
American.
learn and develop into who they need to be. So, like, for me, when I graduated and I was 18, my mom finally was like, look, she 18, leave her alone. Let her do her. And I went out and did me. And I went out and lived. I was showing the fuck off. But I could have did that in high school. And so it prolonged my development and prolonged my growth because you weren't ready to let go. And that becomes a big thing. And it's another big thing in African American households, especially people who live in the bad communities, who want their kids. They don't want their kids to die to the streets. So they hold on to them too tight. And it still ends up happening because when you do finally let them out, they get to doing dumb shit because they're trying to figure out what you didn't let them figure out when they needed to.
Yeah. You know, being a parent is a fine balance. You got to, at some point, you got to give your child some leash. You know,
have to.
because if you don't, then they're going to be resentful. They're going to do.
They're going to rebel. They're going to do exactly what you didn't want them to do.
Right, and because they want to figure it out for themselves as well.
And you have to allow them to.
Yeah, you have to allow them to. You got to allow them to be a kid. I mean, because kids are going to make mistakes. Like it's going to happen. You know, but it's
and let them make their decisions.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. African American parents, they don't let their kids make their decisions for nothing. I think this is what you need to do. And it's just like, okay. But let them decide. You said your opinion. That's not a definite. That's an opinion. Like there's a difference.
Parents feel like they know best for their kids. You know, they feel like just because they experience a lot, they think they know the right path. Like it's no right path for anyone.
But the key word in that whole statement is they experience life.
I know.
But you're not allowing your kids to experience the life because you're afraid that they're going to go down the same path you do. Allow them to learn, allow them to make the mistakes, allow them to grow. The thing is what a parent needs to do is be there.
Yeah.
When they do fall back, to push them back forward. Have their back though.
Yeah. Well, and because you said, you know, at 18, okay, well, you out on your own, figure it out. Well, shit. At the end of the day, you still my parent. So just because I'm 18 and I'm out on my own. I would say
that my mom did that though. Like my mom, like every time I would fall back, she was right there. She's like, okay, so get the fuck up.
Yeah.
What you gonna do now? Like she never let me sit down too long. She never let me fall back too long.
At the end of the day, I don't think nobody stopped you from growing as fast as you was meant to grow. You know, you get me by that. Like the way, how fast you
life is
like
life is meant to live the way you live it.
Yeah,
there's lessons in that.
Yeah,
there's a lot of lessons in that.
I think books, like sometimes books come to you at the right time. You think like, you know, you found this book at the right time.
Everything
I think it was just, you know, it was bound to happen when you was looking for what you was looking for. Life's gonna come to you. You know, everything's gonna happen when it's meant to happen. Mm-hmm. So you know, it's no right way or someone stopped you from doing it. If you really want something, you're going to do it, and you know, regardless, you're going to do it. If you want
I still did.
Yeah, if you want to hang out in the streets,
I would say, wait, but I'm man, I'm headstrong. So like having that type of parent in the household was hard for me and my father, because with me and my dad, I'm a lot like him. I'm bullheaded. Like I said, I want to do this, I'm going to do it. And for him, he's like, I said, you ain't gonna. So it was a lot of arguments, a lot of fussing, a lot of fighting. But we've reached the point, like, now, like, we just kind of have an understanding. We're gaining an understanding of each other, that he has to understand that she's me. And I'm going to have to get the fuck over that. And I'm going to have to respect that. Yeah. Because I'm an alpha. He's an alpha.
Yeah. Right. And I feel like that's where we need to be in this world. Just understanding one another, you know.
Exactly.
And I think once we get there, you know, I think a lot of things will be, you know, much better. But if we can get there, you know, that'd be the best outcome. But yeah, time.
It takes time, and it takes healing.
Yeah. But
and examining yourself.
All right. Well, that's it for today's show. Appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Yeah.
We'll be back in 2 weeks. It's Spade of Spades podcast. We out. Y'all be safe.
All right. Peace.